Tyler Perry happened to Black Hollywood, and he did it by using stupid, ignorant, so-called Christian to fund all of his very homosexual behavior.
Recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll.
This is the last one for Tyler Perry. So kids, you better grab a chair. Finally, his purported male victims are coming forward to accuse him of snatching them to acquire parts in his films. It turns out that Tyler's baby mama, Galila Beckel, left him because he has been acting exactly like Diddy, actually. The reason all of this is coming to light after all these years is that an actor from his TV series Oval is suing him right now. Assertions after ruthlessly torturing him, Tyler threatened to ruin his career if he ever spoke about it. Sweet Tyler was there, stating things like, "When you have a big D, and you hit the G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy." He even included invoices. Jaguar people didn't believe Wright when she warned them that Tyler was attending those sexy parties and having affairs with folks much younger than him. Cat Williams even revealed to us that Tyler's love of playing media sprang from his secret desire to be a lady, which he was disregarded for. There's a lot going on. So let's get started. This whole mess began when Derek Dixon, an actor from Tyler's TV show The Oval, filed an explosive lawsuit against Tyler for $260 million. Do you recall the time Christian Keys also hinted that Tyler wanted him to spread his cheeks for a role, child? Accusing him of abusing his position of authority to take advantage of and even harm young boys. He said Tyler subjected him to increasing sexual harassment and professional retaliation after promising him a lucrative acting career. Additionally, he threatened to ruin his career when he failed to return Tyler's unwanted approaches. According to Derek, he first met Tyler in 2019 at a business function held in Tyler's Atlanta studio. After that, Tyler contacted him to get his phone number, and they continued to discuss the possibility of his appearing in one of his concerts for months. Tyler eventually changed the topic of conversation from work to more personal topics. He realized then that Tyler was attempting to grab some of that body. Tyler started to toss movie roles at him in an attempt to entice him into bed. Because he was becoming desperate at this point, Ruthless was the first role, while The Oval was the second. Despite everything, Tyler was reportedly unwilling to compromise and threatened to remove his character from the show in the upcoming season if he didn't get his way. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Perry made it plain to Dixon that Dixon's character would perish in the following season if Dixon disregarded Perry or did not participate in the sexual innuendos. Perry always carried this over Mr. Dixon's head, suggesting that his character Dale would live if Dixon kept Perry satisfied. Derek adds that there was a period of time when on the set of The Oval, Tyler began questioning him about his sexual preferences, asking Derek if he enjoys tough bedtimes. Tyler even went so far as to pin him to the wall and choke him before grabbing Derek by the throat and yelling, "Look how excited you just got." Additionally, he mentioned that he was once staying at Tyler's residence at his guest house when Tyler entered the room and saw him wearing his underwear. He said Tyler pulled down his panties, gripped his butt and said, "Relax," letting it happen and telling him it wouldn't hurt. Dixon claims he was able to block this approach by shifting the topic. Derek claims that he ultimately asked to have his character taken off the program and even turned down a position as a writer. However, it didn't stop there, as Derek included other text exchanges between himself and Tyler. Was chatting crazily there? No straight man would be cooking dinner for you or going on walks with you unless they wanted to. F you, he wrote in this message, I'd. But here's the deal, everyone. Many people conjecture that Derek was revealing all of this information because he was envious of Tyler's decision to move on to other men in the profession. In fact, this photo of Tyler on the yacht with Mariah Carey's ex-boyfriend Brian Tanaka went viral, and people believe this is what really set him off to get back at Tyler. People claim that Derek believed he was Tyler's only twink, but he soon discovered that he wasn't the only man in the picture. Some even mentioned that before Tyler tried to get Derek, he was also attempting to get Christian Keys in bed. It seems that the only reason he moved on to Derek was because Christian was being difficult, and he was in dire need of a twink. To make his sugar baby, if you all remember, Christian had the whole internet talking when he made a video talking about how a powerful man in the industry has been using his power to sleep with young men in exchange for movie roles. Christian didn't explicitly mention Tyler's name, but people were sure it was him, and guess what? Christian never bothered to come back and clear the air. He said he had even recorded his conversations with this man, in which he was asking him Toto some intimate things. But the reason why he wasn't putting all that out there is because his brother advised him not to do it, or else it would be all he would be known for.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience, what I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was second for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
And recall how Derek said that Tyler grabbed his privates when he entered his guest house while he was staying there. Christian had the same experience in his undies. Additionally, Christian claimed to have been intoxicated by Hennessy when it occurred in a guest home. Entered his room. Tyler immediately entered and made several attempts to grip his privates. He claimed that despite his best efforts to push Tyler away, he kept returning, frantically attempting to grasp his private.
I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But, yeah. You get a grown man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bad, so after a big party, won't say what type, won't say where, I'm asleep, I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like what the get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, alright man, alright, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out and he tries to grab you. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the you doing, man? What the Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not bringing multiple bones in this person's face.
Interview 9/10/37. Many people at the time believed Christian was lying, so they dragged him. However, Jaguar Wright wouldn't have it and stood 10 toes down behind him. She claimed to be aware of Tyler's ability to doing that after witnessing Tyler lose it. At a dodgy party, Tyler allegedly threatened to fire all of the performers on his program if they didn't talk to her or interact.
Listen to this, guys. Tell me what you think.
They're not allowed to consort with me. Because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you had a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't right, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them, they will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell tell me why.
In a further acrimonious interview, she charged Tyler with launching his career through the church and destroying Black Hollywood by establishing himself as a monopoly in order to seize all the money for himself and carry out the actions for which he is already facing accusations. Despite the fact that he utilized the church as the beginning point for his films, he hardly ever gives to the church, and when he did, it was to Bishop T, who, as we all know, is also the subject of some accusations.
This gay agenda has to stop. To be homosexual is one thing. To be a gay person is fine. But to use it to manipulate and brainwash society? Like all these gay men singing all of these women, all these love songs to women, even though they sucking as soon as they finish getting off stage. Like, just let him sing to his boyfriend. Perry has been making black people look like buffoons and idiots for years and pawning it off as culture. Oh, this is our culture, this is how we is. No, that's not how we is. Tyler Perry happened to Black Hollywood. And he did it by using stupid, ignorant, so-called Christian to fund all of his very homosexual behavior. He ain't Richard Smallwood. He's a whole cross-dressing weirdo. Let's just be honest, it was Black American churches that made Tyler Perry rich. They went to all his plays. Like, Tyler Perry plays started in the churches. And he took all of that money and hustled that money and hustled that money and hustled that money into the television shows. And yet, how many churches does he donate to? Because the only one I've ever seen him donate to was T.D. Power Bottom's church. And they both attended the freak-offs, you know, as brethren. Amen. Push the baby out.
Although Jaguar hasn't yet commented publicly on Tyler's latest lawsuit, it's safe to assume that she will have something negative to say about it in the coming days. As you can see, she isn't a fan of Tyler, and she isn't a fan. I'll be right here to serve you all the tea. Maybe even in a few hours, meanwhile. Some express their own opinions, such as this one, not shocked not at all for decades. There have been rumors that Tyler Perry has cheated on his male co-stars. Finally, someone has the guts to stand up to pressure and take the matter to court. An additional individual stated, Christian Keys could have received $160 million if he had stood on business. He said Tyler had also beaten him, and I thought Christian Keys was telling the truth. But I suppose he changed his mind. Tyler rewarded him and provided him with more opportunities. However, I'd like to know what you think now. Please share your opinions in the space provided below. Do you believe Tyler was the man Christian was referring to? And do you think he should be sued for touching these men? Additionally, don't forget to view this additional nasty video by clicking here.